Now watch this. In trading, there are 4 quadrants that you need to understand. 4. And if you truly understand this framework, this structure, I'm going to show you the solution hidden inside it. Maybe you've seen something like this before somewhere else, but here, I'm going to break down the logic behind it, and more importantly, how you actually use it in real trading. Now let's make this real. Let's say you take 100 trades and your win rate is 60%. You plug that into this formula, what do you get? Your losing streak can go up to around 9 consecutive losses. 9. Back to back. Now think about how powerful this is. This means no matter how good you think your strategy is, no matter how confident you feel, this kind of losing streak is still possible. And now here's the key. No matter what your win rate is, if you plug your numbers into this formula, you will get a losing streak estimate that is very close to.
Hello everyone, welcome back to Trader DNA. In this video, I'm about to show you the one key factor that separates successful traders from the ones who keep losing over and over again.
And listen carefully, because this is not theory. If you truly understand this and you actually execute it with discipline, I'm telling you right now, your entire trading journey can flip fast. You can move from struggling to becoming a consistently profitable trader. So what is that line that separates winners from losers? It's risk management. Now, on this channel, I've already shown you powerful strategies that are not just effective, but also simple enough for anyone to apply. But here's the truth most beginners don't realize. Even the best strategy in the world, without proper risk management, will destroy your account. But if you take those same strategies and you combine them with the risk management principles I'm about to show you in this video, your profitability can skyrocket. I'm serious. So let's get into it. And I need you to stay with me step by step, because this is not something you can half understand. You need to see the full picture. No skipping, no distractions. Now let's break it down. What exactly is risk management? How do you actually apply it in your trading? What's the psychology behind it? And here's the part that most people completely overlook. How can you strengthen your trading psychology? Not with motivation, not with emotions, but with something as simple as a little bit of math. And even more powerful than that, how can you take everything, your entries, your exits, your risk, and turn your entire trading approach into a structured, systematic machine? Because that's the real goal. This video is going to be packed with insights that can literally change how you see trading. So I highly recommend, seriously, watch this with full focus. Don't multitask. Don't just listen in the background. And most importantly, take notes. Because what you're about to learn is the foundation of becoming a real trader. So in this video, I'm going to break down risk management for you, the psychology behind it, the math behind it, and most importantly, how you can actually use it to boost your trading profitability in a real practical way. This is exactly what we're about to dive into. But first, before anything else, I need you to lock this into your brain. The moment you start trading, the first challenge you will face is very simple. You will either make a profit or you will take a loss. Listen carefully. These two outcomes are guaranteed. There is no scenario where you avoid both. But here's where most beginners get tricked. You scroll through social media, you see someone posting, look at this profit, look at this win, huge numbers, crazy gains. But what are you actually seeing? You're only seeing the final result. You are not seeing how much they lost before that, how much risk they took, how much pain they went through to get that profit. And this right here is where the biggest mistake happens. You enter the market with one mindset: profit, profit, profit. You gather money from everywhere, you push it into the market, and then suddenly it's gone. Just like that. That is not how this game works. That means you need to shift your thinking fast and start seeing the market for what it really is. You need to think realistically. And don't worry, I'm going to walk you through all of this step by step in this video. Now, watch this carefully. The moment you start trading, you must accept one thing. There will be losses and there will be profits, both. The second you truly accept that, I can lose money too, something powerful happens. You stop being afraid of losses and instead you start working on them. That's the shift. That's the moment you start becoming dangerous in the market. Now here's the key. You must always trade with small stop losses. Small, controlled, intentional. Because when you start managing small losses properly, that's when you'll notice something crazy. Your trading starts improving consistently. And I'm going to show you exactly how to control those small losses. So what does that actually mean? This is what we call risk to reward ratio. For example, if you risk $1, your minimum target should be $2 or $3. And some of the best traders in the world, like Paul Tudor Jones, are extremely disciplined with this. They aim for $5. That's a 1-5 risk to reward ratio. That's the concept. Now, pay attention to this next part, because this is critical. There is a massive difference between trading and gambling. And most people, they lose all their money. Why? Because they're actually gambling, but they're calling it trading. So what is gambling? Simple. You bet $100. If you're right, you win. If you're wrong, your $100 is gone. 0, finished. That's gambling. But trading, completely different. If you have 100, you do not risk all of it. You only risk a small portion, maybe 2, 5, 10. And from that small risk, you aim to make at least 4, 10s, even $20. Do you see the difference? This is trading. This is a business. The moment you step into this world, you must understand this is a pure business, not a game. Because only when you treat trading like a business, you will start putting in real effort. Serious effort. But if your mindset is still, this is like gambling, maybe I'll go from 0 to hero, make fast money and quit. That's where everything breaks. That's where your entire trading system starts collapsing from the inside. Now, I hope you're starting to see the reality. Losses are part of the market, and not just small losses, sometimes even big ones. If you're new to trading, you need to start looking at the loss side as well. Not just the profits. You need to understand your financial situation. Ask yourself, what is my current financial condition? Does this level of risk even make sense for me? Or is this going to affect my real life? These questions, you need to research them seriously, because this is where real trading begins. All right, got it? Now I'm about to show you one more concept, and this one looks simple, like ridiculously simple, but it's insanely powerful. This right here is the core key behind every successful trader on this planet. I'm not even exaggerating. Now watch this. In trading, there are 4 quadrants that you need to understand. 4. And if you truly understand this framework, this structure, I'm going to show you the solution hidden inside it. Maybe you've seen something like this before somewhere else, but here, I'm going to break down the logic behind it, and more importantly, how you actually use it in real trading. So focus. Lock in. In trading, there are only 4 possible outcomes. You can make a big profit, you can take a big loss, you can make a small profit, or you can take a small loss. That's it. That's the entire game. Now listen very carefully. To become a profitable trader, you only need to do one thing. Eliminate big losses. That's it. If you can remove big losses from your system, your game is already 90% done. I'm serious. Most traders don't fail because they can't make money. They fail because they take one massive loss and it wipes them out. And in this video, I'm going to show you how to avoid that. Not with theory, not with complicated nonsense. I'm going to break it down with clear logic, with simple math, until you look at it and say, okay, this actually makes perfect sense. Now imagine this. In your trading journey, sometimes you'll hit big profits, sometimes small profits, sometimes small losses. That's normal. And every strategy I've taught you and everything I will teach you moving forward is built on one foundation, small losses. That means I'm training you on purpose to accept small losses, because this is the market. Losses are unavoidable. So instead of fighting that reality, why not make those losses as small as possible so that when you enter the market again, you can recover those losses and even flip them into a big win. And yes, I will also show you how to capture those big profits. Now watch this carefully. During your trading journey, small losses and small profits will happen again and again, back and forth. Small loss, small profit, small loss, small profit. And what happens? They basically cancel each other out. Your account stays almost flat, no crazy growth, no massive drop, just stable. But then boom, you hit a big profit and suddenly your account spikes up. That one move pushes your account to the next level. Let's say you start with $10,000 and you grow it to $100,000. Where did that growth come from? Not from small trades, from big profits. So your target needs to be clear. Every week or every month, you need to capture at least one big trade. That's what grows your account. Meanwhile, small profits and small losses, just let them happen. They are part of the system. Now flip the scenario. If you don't eliminate big losses from your system, everything falls apart. Let's say you grow your account from $10,000 to $20,000. Looks good, right? But then one big loss, maybe $15,000. And just like that, your account drops to $5,000 or worse, 0. Now think about this. If your account drops 50 cents from 10,000 to 5,000, to get back to 10,000, you don't need 50%, you need 100% profit. Double. And that is not easy. This is not opinion. This is pure math, which means one big mistake can destroy your entire progress. So I need you to really understand this powerful rule. This is the mathematics of trading. Now, watch this. I need your full attention right here because I'm about to show you something extremely important. The real question is, how do you actually avoid big losses? Why do big losses even happen in the first place? And the answer? It's actually very simple. Big losses happen because you don't calculate your position size correctly. That's it. You don't know how much you're supposed to enter with, so you end up risking way more than you think. And that's exactly how accounts get destroyed. Now, let me show you this using very simple math. This is what I personally use, and this is exactly what you should be using too. There's a formula, and I want you to lock this in. Watch carefully. Risk in money, risk in points. The result? That is your position size. That is your quantity. That's it. Simple, but insanely powerful. Now, let's go into a real example. Let's say you have $10,000 in your trading account. Focus. Out of this capital, how much should you risk per trade? Around 2%. So 2% of 10,000 is $200. That means in one trade, the max you're allowed to lose is $200. No more. Now picture the market. Price is moving up, making higher highs, then it pulls back, and suddenly you see a strong green candle. Right there, you want to buy. Now we measure the distance from your entry to your stop loss. Let's say it's 10 points. Now, connect everything. Your total risk equals $200. Your stop loss distance equals 10 points. So what's your position size? Super simple. 210 equals 20. That means you enter with 20 quantity. Now look at the power of this. If the market moves again, your stop loss gets hit. How much do you lose? Still $200, not $500, not $1,000, just $200. Which means what? Your risk management is under control. You are not gambling. You are not exposing your account to big losses. You are controlling your trading using simple, precise math. And here's the best part. This exact concept, you can apply it to every single trade you take. Now, imagine this. Let's level this up. Let's say you have the ability to risk more than $10,000 in a single trade. That means your 2% risk is already $10,000, which also means your total trading capital is around $500,000. Now lock in. Focus right here. On this chart, let's say a setup appears, clean setup, and your risk from entry to stop loss is 10 points. That means you already know, if I enter here, my stop loss is 10 points away, and technically, this makes perfect sense. Everything is clear. Now the question is, how much size can you take? Simple. $10,000 of 10 points equals 1,000 quantity. Yes, 1,000 quantity. Now pause. This is where most people panic. They see a number like 1,000 and they instantly think, whoa, that's too big. That's dangerous. No, that's not how this works. Quantity only becomes dangerous when your risk is uncontrolled. Read that again. If your risk is controlled, your quantity can be big and still safe. In this case, your total risk is still $10,000. Nothing changes. So even though the number says 1,000 quantity, this is still perfectly aligned with your risk management rules. This is controlled, this is calculated, this is professional trading. Now here's something else, and this is huge. Listen carefully. If you apply even a little bit of math into your trading, you can make a lot of money. Why? Because everything becomes measurable. No guessing, no emotions, no random decisions. Everything is structured. Now let me ask you something. What is your win rate? When you trade, do you win 90% of the time? 70%, or maybe just 50%? Let's take the simplest case, 50% win rate. Now here comes a very important concept, maximum loss streak. This means how many times can you lose in a row? Back-to-back losses. Now think about this. If that happens to you, how do you survive it? How do you not blow your account? Relax. There is a formula for this. Now I'm not going to go too deep into the math right now, but I will give you enough to understand the logic so you can see how this works. And if you're someone who likes math, you need to explore this deeper, because this is where trading starts becoming a real system. Now listen to this very carefully. This part is critical. This is where most traders completely underestimate the game. Even if your strategy has a 90% win rate, you can still experience a losing streak of 2 to 3 trades in a row. Yes, even with that insanely high accuracy. Now let's bring it down. If your win rate is around 70%, your losing streak can easily stretch to 4, even 6 losses in a row. Now pause. Make sure you actually understand this. What is a losing streak? It means you're taking losses back to back, continuously, no breaks. Loss, 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 loss. Now let's connect this with risk. Let's say you're risking 2% per trade and your win rate is 70%. That means you can realistically hit 4 to 6 consecutive losses, each one costing you 2%. Now visualize this. You have a $100,000 account and you go through a losing streak of, let's say, 5 trades. What happens? 5 times 2% equals 10% loss. That's around $10,000. Now look at that. It's still under control. Your account is still alive. You're still in the game. Now this is the key point. If you understand the concept of losing streaks, when you take a trade, your mindset changes completely. You start thinking like this: okay, my strategy wins 70% of the time, so my maximum drawdown might be around 10%. And here's the powerful part. You accept that from the beginning. So when you hit 4 losses in a row, you don't panic, you don't freak out, you don't start revenge trading, because you already know this is part of the system. This is expected, and when the winners come back, those losses can be recovered. Now let's flip it. Let's look at the dangerous side. If you are not using 2% risk and instead you're risking 10% per trade while losing streaks are still happening, let's say you hit the same 5 losses in a row. Now what? 5 times 10% equals 50% loss. From a $100,000 account, you just lost $50,000, half your account gone. Now I need you to really feel this. If your account drops 50% to get back to where you started, you don't need 50%, you need 100% profit. You have to double your account. And that is extremely hard. This is simple math, but the impact Massive. This is exactly how traders destroy their accounts, not because they don't have a strategy, but because they don't respect this math. So if you want to succeed in trading, Forex, stocks, crypto, doesn't matter, you don't have another option. You must lock this principle into your system. Never risk more than 2% on a single trade. No exceptions, no excuses, no matter what your win rate is. Now let's break this down with a real example. Let's say your win rate is only 50%. That means out of 10 trades, you win 5 trades and you lose 5 trades. Simple. But here's the part most people don't expect. Even with a 50% win rate, you can experience a losing streak of 7, even 10 trades in a row. Yes, 7 to 10 losses back to back is completely possible. Now think about that. If you know that you only win 5 out of 10 trades, then you must be extremely careful with how much risk you take per trade. This is not optional. This is survival. Because the reality is, most traders in the market have a win rate between 50 to 60%. That's the truth. Even traders who are already profitable, most of them are still in that range. They're not winning 90% of the time. From 10 trades, they're usually winning around 5 to 6 trades. And guess what? That's completely fine. That's more than enough. Why? Because they are using a risk to reward ratio of at least 1:2, even 1:3. So even if they only win 50% or 60% of the time, their winners are bigger than their losers. Which means, over time, they're still consistently profitable. I need you to really understand this, because this right here changes everything. So the point I just explained comes down to this. In about 90% of cases, a losing streak will usually fall somewhere between 3 to 6 trades in a row. And no, this is not a guess. This is not me just throwing numbers around like, yeah, maybe 5, maybe 6. No, there is real math behind this. There is a logical foundation behind these numbers. I'm not speaking randomly. This is not prediction without structure. This is based on a mathematical approach. Now, does this mean it's 100% guaranteed? Of course not, but it's a very close estimation to what actually happens in real market conditions. Now let me show you the formula. Focus. Where N equals total number of trades you take. Win rate equals your probability of winning 90%, 70%, 60%, 50%, etc. Now let's make this real. Let's say you take 100 trades and your win rate is 60%. You plug that into this formula. What do you get? Your losing streak can go up to around 9 consecutive losses. 9. Back to back. Now think about how powerful this is. This means no matter how good you think your strategy is, no matter how confident you feel, this kind of losing streak is still possible. And now here's the key. No matter what your win rate is, if you plug your numbers into this formula, you will get a losing streak estimate that is very close to reality. Again, this is not an exact number. This is not something that will happen perfectly every time. This is an equivalent formula, a mathematical approximation. But here's the crazy part. Most of the time, it matches what actually happens in the market. Almost perfectly. And I need you to really understand this, because once you see trading through this lens, everything changes. Starting right now, from this exact moment, you need to start using a little bit of math in your trading. Seriously. And this is the most important part. Do not be afraid of losses. Stop running from them. Instead, you need to use them. I want you to lock this into your mind. I can take a loss. I can even hit a losing streak, and that's completely normal. Say it again. Because the moment you truly accept this, everything changes. Your trading doesn't just improve, it levels up instantly. Why? Because now you're not trading emotionally anymore. You're trading with logic, with control, with full awareness of what you're risking every single time you click that button. And this is exactly where most traders fail. They refuse to accept that losses are part of the game. But in the market, losses are guaranteed. You cannot escape them. It doesn't matter how good you are. It doesn't matter how perfect your strategy looks. Losses will come. So don't prepare to avoid losses. Prepare for this instead. How much loss are you willing to take? That's the key. That one answer determines whether you survive or blow up. Now listen carefully. If you just apply a little bit of simple math combined with the right logic, you will never, I repeat, you will never blow your account. Your account stays alive. It stays protected. It stays under control no matter what the market throws at you. Now it's on you. If you learn something from this video,
or you want me to keep dropping more videos like this, faster, sharper, and more powerful, make sure you hit that subscribe button right now, turn on notifications, and share this video. Send it to your WhatsApp groups, your Facebook friends, even post it on X. That's how you show support, and that's how I know to go even harder for you. I'll see you in the next video. Let's go.